Lemonada.
Here's an interesting question. What if one small act of generosity became one of the most meaningful parts of your month? At Children Incorporated, sponsoring a child helps remove the barriers that poverty creates so children can stay in school and build brighter futures.
And perhaps that's the surprising thing about generosity. It changes everyone involved. Learn more at childrenincorporated.org. That's childrenincorporated.org.
Here's your report.
Oh, thanks, Jane. I wish I could hire someone just like you.
Try LinkedIn Hiring Pro. It's more than a job board. It's like the recruiter you always wished you had. Hiring Pro uses real-time insights to match your role to LinkedIn's unique network of professionals and delivers a short list of best fit candidates. You'll spend less time sorting applicants and more time talking to the right people.
Let's do it. You're irreplaceable, Jane, but another you would be great.
Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
Hello and welcome to Happier, a podcast that gives you ideas for how to become happier. This week, we'll talk about why you might observe a do-spend September and a hack to help planning a vacation that's more fun. I'm Gretchen Rubin, a writer who studies happiness, good habits, and human nature. I'm in my little hot home office here in New York City, and joining me today from Los Angeles is my sister, Elizabeth Kraft. And Elizabeth, let's buckle up and spend.
That's me, Elizabeth Kraft, a TV writer and producer living in LA, and we will get into it, Gretch.
Yeah. But first, an update. We are continuing our extremely popular series on how do people know things? How do people know you don't have to buy all the bananas in the bunch? Who told them that? Keep them coming. I think we're going to do another kind of roundup. I might do some kind of resource because everybody seems to find these as fascinating as we do, Elizabeth, and as helpful. And Joanne had a good one.
And she said, oh my goodness, I'm just listening to the podcast now, and I had to share that I almost spit out my tea when you read the comment from the person who wrote, narwhals are real. Like, I do know that, but in that moment I thought, oh yeah, I can totally respect someone who doesn't realize they are, because how are they real? They seem totally fictional, especially because of Elf. Thank you for that particular moment of joy.
Yes, she included the clip, and I'll put the clip in the show notes. It's a scene from Elf where Elf is getting ready to set off for New York City, and a narwhal comes out of the water, and it looks completely fantastical, a beast. You know, it doesn't look real, but narwhals are real. So we love these. And another request for comment, as I mentioned before, I am really studying the strategy of the lightning bolt. I wrote about this in my book about habit change, Better Than Before. And the strategy of the lightning bolt is a little bit different in that it's a fact that you learn. It's a change in your status. It's somebody makes an offhand comment to you, and all of a sudden you have a big change that happens effortlessly. Like a person who's like, oh, I'm pregnant, now I'm going to quit smoking. And it's effortless. You know what? You're a good talker. You should go to law school. And then you think, I'm going to go to law school. And you just sit down and do everything that you need to do and go to law school. These sound very rare, but in my observation, it happens more often than you might think. I really want to learn more about people's experiences of the lightning bolt. So if this has happened to you, what form did it take? What did you hear? What lightning bolt struck you? What action followed? Did you keep it going? If you kept it going, how did you keep it going? My conclusion is that it's easier to be transformed than to stay transformed. So how did you experience a transformation? Did you stay transformed? The world is my research assistant, so I'd love to hear from you. podcast@GretchenRubin.com.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So this week, our Try This at Home suggestion is to observe a do-spend September.
Okay, so explain that, Gretch, because we're not talking about going out and spending a lot of money.
No. So we had no spend February, which we've done a few times. And Elizabeth, I think that we found that very useful.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Very helpful.
You sort of learn about your habits. You just get an insight into yourself. So the opposite of a profound truth is also true. And now we're going to do a do spend September. Now, you might spend in terms of spending money if that's what you want to do. But we are also thinking of spend more like spend out. So one of my most enigmatic secrets of adulthood is to spend out. And for me, this means use things up, put things to use. Don't save those perfect white t-shirts as I do. Don't save that scented candle to a better day. Don't hold back the good china. Same thing with creativity. Don't hold back my ideas. Pour everything out. Spend out. So part of Do Spend September is to spend in a way that gives you a big bang for the buck, and also spend in terms of using things and finding things to put to use.
Yes. And many of us have many items like this at home.
So the first and most obvious one is gift cards, gift certificates. Use them up. Somebody has given this to you. Use it. We got, for our anniversary, Jamie and I got a gift certificate to a fancy restaurant for a really nice dinner. It is just sitting in a drawer. And if you don't use it, there's always the risk that the restaurant goes out of business, or we lose it, or maybe it expires and we don't get the benefit of it. This is a way you can treat yourself for free if you have gift certificates and gift cards lying around.
Yes. And then redeem miles and points. And these can expire. For instance, I realized I had a $115 credit on an airline that expired. And that made me very unhappy to realize I hadn't spent out on that.
Well, and it also seems like they change the rules and these things become less valuable over time. And so it might be that you will get more benefit from them sooner rather than later. You don't want to do something you wouldn't ordinarily do, but think about the fact that you have this to use. This is a fun one. Now, we talked about this in an earlier episode, but it just fits here so nicely, which is turn in your loose change. You can clear clutter and make money.
Yeah, Gretchen, when Jack was gone this summer, Adam took all of his change that he'd collected over 16 years.
Yeah.
He got $250.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
You have that cash to spend and all that stuff is out of your house. So, and then you can spend that. And here's a great one. Do spend the resource that is available to you that will unlock so many treasures. Do what it takes to get your library card. And then you can use that library as much as you like. It is wonderful. Not everybody is lucky enough to have a community library, but if you've got a community, you want to spend out with your library.
Related to that, of course, is Join Libby, which you need a library card for, which is the audiobook and digital library, and it is life-changing. I won't go on about it, Gretchen, because I've talked about it so much.
Yes, you are the biggest fan. And here's one where you're spending for something, but are you using it up? Are you making use of it? Maybe you are a member of something. You bought a membership to a museum or some kind of club or a gym, a sports facility. Are you using it as much as you plan to? If you have a package of classes, are you using up your package? You want to take advantage of the spending that you're doing.
Yeah. And then another thing we've talked about, Gretch, is using up, quote unquote, areas of your house. So use your fire pits, sit on the front porch, light that fireplace.
Yes.
Use all those things that you love about your house, but might go neglected.
Yeah. Do spend out with your house. What about the equipment that you've bought? Maybe you bought an ice cream maker. Maybe you bought a treadmill desk. When we got our vacation house, Eleanor begged to get an espresso machine. And I said, look, an espresso machine is something that no one is going to use. You think you will, and then you don't. No, I don't want to get one. And she just said to me up and down, I will use it. I promise I will use it. And she does. She uses that thing all the time. So it's being put to use. I think that's spend out is also putting things to use, getting the benefit of something, which is a kind of spending it. I was very relieved. I have to say I was dubious.
On those lines, Gretchen, my writing partner, Sarah, and co-host of Happier in Hollywood, just got an electric, I guess you call it electric bread maker. And she's been making lots of bread.
There you go.
Use your vacation days.
Yes.
They're there for a reason.
Yes. And research shows that many, many people do not use their vacation days. And so spend those vacation days on vacation. And research also shows that people who take vacation tend to be more productive overall. So you're doing yourself a favor in all different kinds of ways. Now, because this is Do Spend September, there has to be some kind of spending. So one thing that could be fun is in honor of 26, because it is 2026 and it's fun to have fun with the number, plan a $26 indulgence, maybe a hardback book when you usually use the library, but you decide, okay, this is a book that I want to have in hardback. or whatever it is.
Yeah, nice lipstick.
Yes, something. 26 is like a nice number.
And then also another thing is to wear your special outfit.
Yeah.
Gretchen, I have special pajamas that I hoard. I don't want to wear them. I keep them in my drawer, but I should wear them in September.
So do you wear them for special occasions, or are you just like, oh, these are special, I just don't wear them very much?
Yes, I'd wear them for Easter, let's say.
Okay.
Something special. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's that rare. So I really just need to use them, or else they could go 20 years and be worn just a handful of times, which makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, I have this practice now, which has worked really well for me, which is every so often I look at my closet, and if there are clothes that I'm not wearing, I downgrade them in the level of occasion I wear them to. Like I had this really nice silk V-neck, very thin sweater, which I used as kind of like fancy sweater, but I never wore it. It doesn't work as fancy sweater.
Right.
It's just regular sweater. And now I wear it as a regular sweater. So it's nice because it's a really nice sweater, but I'm actually wearing it because giving it this like special elevated status, special sweater, I was just wasting it. It was just sitting on the shelf. And so that's the worst possible outcome.
Yes. You can elevate the ordinary. For instance, light candles at dinner. Many of us have candles that we don't use.
Yes.
But it can really improve a dinner and make it special.
Exactly. Another way to do spend, and this goes with vacation days too, is think of a very low cost fun plan where maybe you need to make a little bit of an investment, but it's not going to break the bank. Like the reading retreat, Elizabeth, you could bring that cost down very, very low if you needed to.
Yes.
If you really didn't have the money to spend, but you could use up a vacation day. Maybe you can use some points, and you could create a really fun experience that would feel delightful and luxurious without actually spending that much money, but you would feel that fend of, oh, I am spending towards happiness.
Yes. And then, Gretchen, make life easier with an investment in something like packing cubes, pizza cutter. We just bought a pizza cutter, or extra chargers, which is one of the biggest game changers in life, is having enough chargers.
What are the things you could spend on that would actually make life a lot more convenient? And then also there's spending out with materials. You've got yarn, you've got cookbooks, you've got a tennis racket, but you're not actually using them. Put them to use. You've already spent the money on the yarn. Now spend the time and energy on the yarn so that you get the use out of them.
And finally, spend a little to make something much more useful, like a comfortable reading chair or shelving for your garage. Gretchen, Adam did this a while back. He put up shelves in our garage, and it totally transformed the garage into his workroom. He has all the tools up. He actually uses them.
Yeah.
And it was a small investment for a big return.
Yeah. So what are your ideas for Do Spend September? Just like we can learn a lot from No Spend, what are the things where we can spend a little and really gain a lot? We would love to hear your ideas. Let us know if you do try this at home. What did you spend your money on? Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook. Drop us an email at podcast@GretchenRubin.com. Or as always, you can go to the show notes. This is happiercast.com/601.
Coming up, we've got a home hack that will make your home easier to navigate. But first, this break. There's nothing like finally fixing that one spot in your house that just isn't working. I got 2 new chairs for our family room from Wayfair, Gretchen, because our chairs were so faded by the sun. They were like disintegrating. And it's made such a difference. I found exactly the style I wanted at a great price, and now the whole room looks better. I ordered from Wayfair, and you should too.
And if you don't know where to start, I'd start with Wayfair Verified. Their product specialists hand vet items using a 10-point quality inspection, so it's a great shortcut to finding pieces built to last. Plus, with more than 20 million 5-star reviews, you can see feedback and photos from real customers before you buy. Ready to upgrade your home for way less? Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home and get your space ready for less. That's WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
I always love the feeling of a new school year, that sense that everyone gets a fresh start and new opportunities to discover what really interests them. And for parents looking for a different path for their child this year, there's still time to enroll in K-12 powered online schools.
K-12 powered schools offer tuition-free, accredited online public education for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. The curriculum is designed to meet kids where they are and support their individual needs, interests, and goals. Dedicated teachers are trained in virtual instruction and provide real-time support, and there are extracurricular activities where students can connect with peers and explore their interests. K-12 has been a leader in online education for more than 25 years, serving 3 million students and counting. It's not too late to enroll for this fall. See how K-12 powered schools can help your child thrive this year and beyond. Enroll online today at k12.com/happier. That's the letter K, the number 12.com/happier. k12.com/happier. Have you ever noticed that some of the most meaningful moments in life come from helping someone else? It's easy to think that changing the world requires doing something extraordinary, but sometimes lasting change begins with something much smaller, helping one child overcome the barriers that stand between them and an education. That's what Children Incorporated has been doing for more than 60 years.
By partnering with trusted volunteer coordinators who know the children and families in their own communities, Children Incorporated helps provide essentials like clothing, shoes, nutritious food, school supplies, and hygiene items, giving children the support they need to stay in school and build brighter futures. The surprising thing about generosity is that it changes everyone involved. If you've been looking for a simple, meaningful way to make a lasting difference, visit childrenincorporated.org to choose a child to sponsor today. Okay, Elizabeth, it's time for a happiness hack, and this is very much aligned with the Do Spend September. What is your suggestion for something that you bought that made your life easier?
A dolly. Gretch, the hack is get a dolly.
Okay.
Adam and I had to move some furniture around, and we realized we didn't have a dolly, or we'd had one and it broke. And we went and got a dolly. And my gosh, it's great to have a dolly, because if you need to move something heavy, there's just nothing like a dolly to do it.
Right. This reminds me of other items like card table, where you and I are gigantic fans of the card table, and like step ladder. And I even would say step ladders, you want the one little tiny step ladder that's just the one step, and then the step ladder that maybe has 2 or 3 steps.
Yes.
The little one is so easy and the bigger one just takes you higher. These are not necessary. You do not have to have them. You have to have the space to put them away. So not everybody has space to store a dolly. But if you do, they come in so handy, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. And it's just the kind of thing you don't think about getting, because it seems, at least a dolly to me seems so industrial and professional.
Yes. Right.
But in fact, anybody can have one.
Right. Well, it's funny because we were just in Kansas City and we had to move a box, and I hoisted it up, carried it, and it was like doing the thing where I'm like balancing it on my hip. As we're having this conversation, I'm like, Mom has a dolly.
Right.
I didn't even think of it. It would have been so easy to use a dolly. It just makes that thing so much more effortless. And then a card table. I mean, I'm amazed once I got a card table, how much I realized that I had always needed a card table. I just didn't realize, what you really need here is a card table.
Well, I have 3 card tables, Gretchen. And my inner debate now, and I would love to hear from listeners on this, is I need chairs. So the question is, do I get folding metal chairs, but that you can get a cushion on, because it is nice to have a cushion?
Yeah.
Or do I get those stackable plastic scoop chairs, which I think take up less room? So I'd be very curious to hear from people on that.
So are you balancing comfort with space?
Yes.
What's the trade-off?
Yes, comfort and space. Is it noticeably nicer to have a cushion, and therefore I should just do that? Or do people think it doesn't really matter and I should just go for the lightest, cheapest, takes up the less space?
Okay. I predict that many people will have extremely strong opinions and good answers to this, because there is perhaps the magical chair that does everything. Or it's like, oh my gosh, don't get folding chairs because they will fall over a million times and you will be tearing your hair out.
Right.
People know. So, okay, weigh in. So what you want, though, because maybe there's even a different answer, is you want something that's easy to get out and put away, comfortable to sit in for a couple of hours, and takes up the least amount of room and isn't expensive, right?
That's what I'm looking for. Exactly right.
And something hopefully that doesn't look too corporate. These are like for your home. So you don't want to look like you're there for like some kind of marketing conference.
Yes, although that's going to be tough. But yes, ideally.
Ideally. Okay. I feel like this is an answerable question.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear.
And our next segment is fun with the five senses. Ever since I wrote my book, Life in Five Senses, I have been loving hearing people's ideas of how they have been tapping into their five senses to make themselves happier, healthier, more productive, more creative. I love finding new ways to enjoy my five senses. It's great to work on your neglected sense. Alyssa, you and I have the same neglected sense. If you want to know your neglected sense, you can take my quiz. Just go to my website and look for the What's Your Most Neglected Sense quiz. But Jennifer had a great suggestion.
Yes, she says, I wanted to let you know about how I use the framework for Life in Five Senses to plan my birthday weekend. Usually my husband and I travel internationally once a year, but the past 2 years our travel has been derailed for a variety of reasons. I am not a huge fan of road trips, but since that was all we could do, I started to plan for a 5 to 6 day road trip through 2 different states. Then my husband had a work conflict and all we could do was a 3-day weekend. Not enough time for that road trip. I realized that we would have to scale back and it was very disappointing. Then I listened to one of your episodes in which you referred to Life in Five Senses. That's when I came up with my idea. A birthday weekend to a city 3 hours away that we visit several times a year, but to freshen it up, I had to come up with activities that would address one or more of the senses, and they had to be things we don't normally do. I knew that there was an outdoor concert of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, and that fit the bill for a big listen. The venue offers fancy picnic baskets, so that is an opportunity for taste. An author I like is doing a book tour and will be in town that weekend, so I got those tickets for see and hear. I kept filling in the weekend itinerary with different activities matching one or more of the senses. A facial for touch, a candle making class for smell, a sushi making class for touch and taste. We leave this Friday and I'm looking forward to my Life in Five Senses birthday weekend. While it isn't as exciting as a trip to Paris, it gave me a new way to set up a trip to a very familiar place to try out some new things and bring the spark back.
This is so fun. What a great idea. It's the same place, but you're experiencing it in all these new ways.
It's like a spin on be a tourist in your own hometown.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times we just need a fresh framework to try something new or to spot something new or to identify things. It's kind of like staff picks in a bookstore.
Yeah.
You just look at books in a different way. You're saying, oh, I need something for smelling. What's that going to be?
Yeah.
Maybe it was going to be they have like an herb garden in their city botanical garden. You could go in all different directions, but it just gets you looking with fresh eyes and a fresh perspective. And I also think it makes it feel like more of an adventure because it has this coherent structure.
It's the quest instead of the jaunt.
It's the quest instead of the jaunt. Exactly. Because if you're just sort of aimless, that can be pleasant, but this is really fun too. And then what I would say, Jennifer, is maybe what you would do at the end is a five senses portrait of your holiday where you're seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, write down your 5 most notable memories. And it could be that it's not the sushi that makes the top 5, but you randomly stopped for ice cream at the store that it wasn't even on your official list, but it ended up being so remarkable that you're like, ooh, that has to go in the top 5. Because without much actual writing work, really hang on to the memories of this vacation specifically, but it works for any vacation. But I love this. I love this idea of being a five senses tourist. That's just so fun.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people will adopt this.
Yes, exactly. Oh, because like imagine you're in Maine. Imagine that you're in Arizona. I mean, imagine that you're in Los Angeles. Imagine that you're in New York City.
Yeah.
You could take it in so many different directions. It's really fun.
Yeah. All right, coming up, Gretch, you give yourself a demerit that also has a gold star embedded in it. But first, this break.
I think a lot of us have something about our smile where we've thought, maybe someday I'll do something about that. But then you think about the expense and the appointments, and someday stays someday. That's what caught my attention about Smile Set. You can pursue a more confident smile for under $1,800, and the process is done from home.
You start with an at-home impression kit, and your personalized treatment plan is reviewed and approved by a state-licensed dental professional. Your aligners are shipped to you, and your progress is monitored remotely through the Smile Set app. They even offer nighttime-only aligners, which I love as an option. You can wear them while you sleep, and monthly payments start at just $89. Listeners of our show get an additional 35% discount when they go to smileset.com/happier. With this discount, you can get the smile of your dreams for under $1,300. Go to smileset.com/happier to get started. Smileset.com/happier.
I always love the feeling of a new school year, that sense that everyone gets a fresh start and new opportunities to discover what really interests them. And for parents looking for a different path for their child this year, there's still time to enroll in K-12 powered online schools.
K-12 powered schools offer tuition-free, accredited online public education for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. The curriculum is designed to meet kids where they are and support their individual needs, interests, and goals. Dedicated teachers are trained in virtual instruction and provide real-time support, and there are extracurricular activities where students can connect with peers and explore their interests. K-12 has been a leader in online education for more than 25 years, serving 3 million students and counting. It's not too late to enroll for this fall. See how K-12 powered schools can help your child thrive this year and beyond. Enroll online today at k12.com/happier. That's the letter K, the number 12.com/happier. k12.com/happier. Have you ever noticed that some of the most meaningful moments in life come from helping someone else? It's easy to think that changing the world requires doing something extraordinary, but sometimes lasting change begins with something much smaller, helping one child overcome the barriers that stand between them and an education. That's what Children Incorporated has been doing for more than 60 years.
By partnering with trusted volunteer coordinators who know the children and families in their own communities, Children Incorporated helps provide essentials like clothing, shoes, nutritious food, school supplies, and hygiene items, giving children the support they need to stay in school and build brighter futures. The surprising thing about generosity is that it changes everyone involved. If you've been looking for a simple, meaningful way to make a lasting difference, visit childrenincorporated.org to choose a child to sponsor today.
Okay, Gretch, we're back. And this week you are up with a happiness demerit.
Okay, so this is a gold star demerit combo, as you said. So I gave myself a demerit because I had this big, heavy, dark camera behind my monitors, my 3 monitors on my desk. And I had just left it there for weeks, even though I wasn't using it and even though I really wanted to reclaim the space. And I gave myself a demerit. And as Elizabeth, the point of the demerit is to help us do better.
Yes.
And so it worked. I was like, okay, let me just do this. And you had very wisely pointed out that probably the reason that I was procrastinating was that I was really worried that in the process of taking the camera out, I would affect some part of all my wires and connected devices and lead to something that then I would have to fix. And that's happened to me many times. And you were absolutely right. Once you said that, I was like, this has to be like me cracking a safe. Mm-hmm. I'm going slow. I'm double checking every wire. I'm really easing this thing out of place. So I did that. That's the gold star. I did do it. Then the demerit comes. So this is a demerit I didn't know about, but now I do. So as I was unplugging all of the wires and things that were connecting it, I crawled below my desk, which is built into the wall and it's very, very deep because it has to hold my 3 monitors and everything. So it goes back very far. In fact, I have a little bookcase back there holding stuff because it's very, very deep. There's a lot of space. And there's just a tangle of wires, one of those bars where you plug in 100 different things. And there's a lot going on back there.
Yeah.
So I try to avoid it because I'm scared of it. And then I was crawling back there and boy, the dust bunny situation is out of control.
15 years worth of dust bunnies.
Oh my goodness. And there's pens that somehow got flipped back there. I mean, it's bad. And I was thinking, now that I know there, it just feels sort of gross for sure.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, other than just plucking them up by hand, I really want to just sweep it out, but I just can't because there's just so much going on back there. I just would not dare. So I'm just like, well, I guess I'll get like a wet washcloth and go and just try to gently wipe everything down. I've been in denial.
Do you have a dust buster?
Well, that's an idea. I do have a dust buster. I'll use a dust buster, obviously. I was envisioning like sweeping it. That would be so satisfying to sweep it or like want to use one of those hand brushes. But you're right. I should use a dust buster. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a dust buster. Problem solved. Okay. Well, I will report back.
I think we had to try this at home once that was like clean the worst area of your house. Do you remember that? It was under the sink or get that so that you don't have the ick whenever you near that spot. So that's what this is for you right now.
This is what it is for me. Yeah, because I hadn't been back there for so long. I had no idea. Now I know. Okay, that's perfect because there's just dust. That's what it is. That's what. So what do I need? I need a dust buster. Okay. All right. So Elizabeth, that problem has been solved. Now the next thing is, will I actually follow through? I pledge to you that I will. What is your gold star? Take us up.
Well, Gretchen, I'm going to give myself a gold star this week.
Oh, good. We both gave ourselves gold stars this week. That's good.
That's right. For attempting marathon month at Orange Theory. So August is marathon month at Orange Theory, the fitness class I do, and I'm trying to do 100 Orange Theory classes in 2026. That's on my list. And so you can either run a half marathon, a full marathon, or an ultra marathon, and it has to be all miles logged in the class. So on the treadmill in the class, and you can't include the warm-up, so it's less time than the actual class.
But the idea is that you run like the 26.2 miles or whatever it is.
Over the course of August. And then you log your miles that you do in each class in the computer, so you're keeping track.
Right.
So I checked my average before I did this. My average is about 13 miles. So they had said, now, if you look and your average is 13 miles, don't sign up for the half marathon because that's not a challenge.
Right.
So had they not said that, I would have done the half marathon. But I'm like, okay. So I signed up for the full marathon and it has really gotten me to go to more classes. They have very helpfully some classes that are, you can do just treadmill or just weights. So I've been doing more of the just treadmill classes where you log obviously more miles. And then it's fun because as you log more miles, you have a little car that you move around this track they've got up on the wall. So it's kind of a fun thing.
Like an actual physical car.
Well, like a little paper car that sticks to the wall.
Okay.
So it's fun. So you see everybody's cars going around the track and some not going around the track.
Okay.
But what's great about it is that one, you know, I've been really wanting to work on my cardio. So this is definitely helping me work on cardio. And also, it's helping me log more classes to my 100 because there is no way that I can hit this with just going twice a week. I have to go 3 times a week. So I have been doing that. I think I'm going to be on track to finish. And you know what? I decided even if I don't finish, as I've said, I will no doubt run more miles than I would have otherwise.
Right.
So I just love these fun little challenges. I like that I'm getting more confident, so I'll do the challenges.
Right.
And it makes me feel part of what's going on rather than sort of going, oh, everybody's doing that challenge, but I'm not.
Right.
So I'm giving myself a gold star for going for it.
Well, I want to give you a huge gold star too. You're checking so many boxes. I think it's great. Like, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Because I think sometimes people are too conservative. Well, what if I can't do it? Well, what if you can't do it? What if you don't do 26? What if you do 24? That's still a lot. And it is fun to be part of the thing. I mean, I've got a car and I'm moving my car.
Yes.
I think it's very clever the way I've never done Orange Theory. I should go just one time, Melissa, so I know what you're talking about. They have very cleverly built in a lot of things to gamify it, create accountability in useful ways. there's a lot of thoughtfulness that goes into designing all these aspects of it.
What I like about it is that all these things motivate you, but they don't shame you. Nobody shames you for not doing something or not getting your splat points or choosing to walk instead of run.
Right.
And I very much appreciate that.
So here's my question, and maybe it's too soon to tell. When you hike Fryman Canyon, which is a very different kind of exercise, but it's still cardio, do you feel like it's getting easier or?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Oh.
I find myself more able to talk as I power up the hill.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Well, that's a very good marker. Like it's good to have something where you can tell that you're making progress because that's so affirming.
Yes, because I am the person, Gretchen, who will announce at the bottom of the hill, everybody, I'm not talking until we get to the top of this hill. So feel free to tell me anything, but don't expect me to ask questions.
Okay. That's funny.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, gold star. Well done.
Thank you.
The resource for this week. If you use the Design Your Summer tool in the Happier app, gold star for you. And now there's a new feature in the app that turns your summer theme, favorite photos, and highlights from the season into a recap that you can share with your friends on social media. One of the pleasures of a happy experience is reflecting on it afterward, and making a personal recap is just a great way to revisit all of the highlights of the summer. It's a great end of summer exercise. So to celebrate, we are giving away prizes to 5 people who share their summer recap on Instagram or Facebook. If you win, you get a signed book, vintage merch, a Happier app subscription, and more. So just post your recap at Gretchen Rubin by September 1st, and you will be entered to win. And if you never got around to using the Design Your Summer tool, don't worry. You can still complete it, create your recap, and enter. Go to thehappierapp.com to download the app and get started. And Elizabeth, what are we reading? What are you reading?
I am reading Adult Braces, Driving Myself Sane by Lindy West.
And mine comes as no surprise. I am reading Virginia Woolf Diaries, Volume 4. And that's it for this episode of Happier. Remember to try this at home. Observe, do spend September. Let us know if you're going to try it for September and what you are going to spend on.
Thank you to our executive producer, Chuck Reed, and everyone at Lemonada.
And here's your rhyming reminder. Sponsors keep the show on the go. Use our code so they know. And if you don't know what that means, it means we are very grateful to our sponsors for allowing us to offer the show for free to listeners so we don't have to charge for it. And if you use our codes, they know that people are listening to their ads, which we very much appreciate.
Yes, we
do. But it's better to have it as a rhyming reminder.
Yes, I love it. Until next week, I'm Elizabeth Kraft.
And I'm Gretchen Rubin. Thanks for joining us. Onward and upward. Elizabeth, one of the things I like about a dolly is I like the name. I like that it's called a dolly. I don't know why. I'm like, a dolly. It gives the biggest kick out of that.
Yes, it feels whimsical.
It does. It is not a whimsical thing.
Yes, it is the least whimsical object there is.
Useful, yes. Whimsical, no.
NFL football season is here, which means when you switch to Verizon, it feels like touchdown. Because you get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us when you buy an eligible 5G phone on select unlimited plans, which means you can watch every out-of-market game every Sunday afternoon. And it's all on us. Now that's the Verizon way to kick off the NFL football season right. Switch and get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us, only with Verizon.